students, it's Miss Lacey. This lesson is going to be all about learning how to tell time on a clock. Now, some of you already know how to tell time to the hour, but our first grade standard that we are working on is learning how to tell time to the hour and half hour. So that's what we're working on today and this week, and this lesson is going to help us do it. An hour happens when this red hand gets to the next big number, from one big number to the next big number, or an easy way to see it is when the minute hand goes all the way around the clock. When that happens, we know that 60 minutes have passed. There are 60 minutes in an hour. 60 is the magic number in the clock world because it also is 60 seconds for a minute to pass. When a minute passes, it moves, the minute hand moves from one dot to the next. Now, when we're telling time, and let's say the clock is here, we don't want to have to count all the little tiny tick marks around. That's going to make us very tired and actually take a really long time in order to tell what time is on this clock. So instead, we're going to understand that at the top, it's 0 because 0 minutes have passed, and then we're going to skip count by 5s every time we get to a big number and stop once we're at the big number where the minute hand is rested. Okay, so let's give it a try. 0, and we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, stop, because the minute hand is pointed right down there. 30. So we know that 30 minutes have passed. We know that this is 30 minutes, but we don't know of what hour. So take a close look. Is that 9:30 or is it 10:30? Oh no, it's kind of closer to the 10. So do you think it's 10:30? It's not. It's 9:30. Here's how we know. When we start the clock at 9 o'clock, see how the hour hand is pointed right at the 9? Do you see it? Okay, it's pointed right at the 9. As the minute hand moves, what's happening to the hour hand? Do you see it? Is it still pointing right at the 9? No, it's not. Okay, let's do that again. So here's 9 o'clock. Watch this hour hand right here. And stop, because it's at the 30 mark. We can tell that this is 9:30 because these hands work together to tell the time, and it hasn't gotten past the 10 yet. So even if somehow it was looking like this, that hour hand hasn't gotten to this 10 yet or past it, so we know it's not in the 10 o'clock hour. They work together to tell the time. Remember, hour hand short, minute hand long. This can be confusing because an hour is longer. So wouldn't the hour hand need to be longer? No, because remember, the minute hand needs to be so long that it can show us exactly which little minute tick mark it's pointing at. If it were this one, that were the minute hand, the shorter one, we might not be sure which dot that's pointing at. That's why this would not be a good minute hand. And this, the longer one, is a good minute hand. Now, what time is that? 9 o'clock. When it's pointed right up at 0 minutes, we know that it is an o'clock, 9 o'clock. Now, if we go down to the 6, it is half past. The minute hand has gone halfway around the clock, so we know that it's half past which hour? 9:30 is correct. Okay, now let's keep going. Here goes the minute hand. Is it the only hand moving? It's not. Bing. What time is it? If you said 10 o'clock, you're right. You might be thinking, but Miss Lacey, it doesn't look like it's exactly pointing at the 10. That's okay. Remember, the hands work together to tell the time. They do not work apart. They are best friend buddies. And that's how you can tell the time, is they're working together to show you 10 o'clock. And even small things you can practice like 10:05 or 10:10. Sometimes the numbers are the same. So whenever that hour hand is in between two numbers, let's practice. Is this 1:30 or is it 2:30? It's in between the two numbers. Which one do you think it goes to? Okay, let's stop and think about it. 1:30. Could it be 1:30? Let's find out. Is it past the 1? Yes or no? It is. Has it gotten past the 2 yet? No. So it can't be 2:30. So it has to be 1:30. Okay. Remember, these dots each mean 1 minute on the side. They make it easy for us to skip count. What time would this be? Think. I'm going to try to point it right up. What time is it? Is it 2 o'clock? Yes, it is. What about here? 3 o'clock. How about now? 4 o'clock. How about now? Let's find out. Let's do the hour hand first. Hour hand is between the 4 and the 5. 4 and 5. Has it gone past the 4? Yes. Has it gone past the 5? No. So it must be in the 4-hour range. 4, and I look at the minute hand, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 4:30. Remember, when you're drawing the hands on your clock in your math homework, don't draw 4:30 with the hour hand pointing right at the 4. That's not real. That's not right. That's not how a real clock looks when it's 4:30. Make sure that you have it at the right spot. You guys seem like you're getting it. Let's keep going. What's the time? 5 o'clock. What's the time now? Ooh, challenging. Let's do it. Is it past the 5? Okay. Is the hour hand past the 6? Okay, so 5:30. What time is this? 6 o'clock. If you said 12:30, you confused the two hands. Remember, hour hand short, minute hand long. Good job, guys. Okay, you ready for a challenge? I'm going to give you a challenge. I hope you're ready. Buckle up. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. What time is it now? You can't even see one of the hands. So what time is it? Well, if you can't see the red hand, where must it be? It must be under the 12. So we know it's pointing at the 12. 12. Now the minute hand's going to tell us what to write. 12 o'clock. Okay, now the way we write 12 o'clock, and I'm trying to use the same colors that match this big clock that I'm showing. So 12, the hour hand is in red. O'clock, we do 0, 0, and I'm drawing that in blue because the minutes that go around are in blue. So we write 12 o'clock like that. I put an H for hour and an M for minute on either side of the two dots. The two dots are called a colon. Okay, what if we wanted to do 3 o'clock? Do you have a whiteboard? If you have one, this could be a great time. You could pause this video and go find it. Can you write 3 o'clock? Did I write 3 o'clock? No, I made a mistake. Point to the mistake I made. Got to get rid of that 6. That said 3:06. That's not what I wanted. Does that say 3 o'clock? Yes, it does. What if I want 3:30? 3:30. 30. Did I do it right? I did. Okay, challenge question. What if I want 12:30? What? 12:30. Okay, I told you the hour. Did you hear it? 12:30. 12 is the hour. I told us what the hour was. Half past, that's not a number of minutes. No, it's not. Remember, we're at 12 o'clock. Stop me when this minute hand goes half past. Ah, you didn't stop me in time. Okay, here we go. Let's try it again. Half past. Boom. Stop. Okay, so the minute hand has gone halfway past around the clock. So now we're at 30. 12:30. Oh, so I need to write a 3 and a 0 for hour and minute. Now I'd like to talk about one other thing. There are such things as saying 3 p.m. and 3 a.m. What's the difference between 3 p.m. and 3 a.m.? Well, nothing on a clock. On this clock, they're both going to look the same. Stop me when I get to 3 p.m. Is that it? What time is that? Nope, not 3 p.m. That? Yes, this could be 3 p.m. or 3 a.m. If you look at this clock, it's not going to tell you. You have to rely on your own brain. How do you figure out if it's 3 p.m. or a.m.? Well, what does p.m. or a.m. even mean? So, a.m. means ante meridian. What? Yes, it does. What that means is meridian means noon. So you hear meridian and then it kind of sounds like medium, middle. What that means is at meridian, that is when the sun is right above the earth, halfway. That's noon. So we can say noon is meridian. If it's ante meridian, that is before noon. AM is before noon. So that's any time between midnight, 12:01 a.m., all the way up to 12 p.m. noon. Now, post meridian will be everything that is after the noon. Heard that before. Afternoon. Oh, when someone says something happens at 4 in the afternoon, it's happening after we've already hit that middle time of 12 o'clock noon. And then it's PM all the way until midnight, and ding, turns into AM again. That's what AM and PM means. Okay, I think that is mainly what I have. I just want you to practice telling time with me. What time is it? You said 3 o'clock, you're right. What time is it? 3:30, you're right. What time is it? 4 o'clock, you're right. What time is it? 4:30, you're right. What time is it? 5, you're right. Okay. What about now? 7 o'clock, you're right. Another thing is, you'll notice when I'm moving the clock, it always travels in the same direction. This is called clockwise. Watch the hands. Hands on a clock, and if you see a real analog clock in your house, you'll notice they always move in this direction. So much so that we named this way clockwise. Now, if we're going to go backwards in this direction, we call this counterclockwise. Counter meaning opposite, opposite of clockwise. Or, as I learned when I was living in New Zealand, you can call it anti-clockwise, but we live in America, so counterclockwise. And this way is clockwise. The hands will always move this way. What time is it? You said 10, you're right. And please excuse, sometimes it's pointing at 10:01. You know that we're practicing to the hour and half hour. So you know that I'm looking for an o'clock or 30, 12 o'clock, 12:30. Okay, another one. What time is it? 12 o'clock. Do we know if it's AM or PM? We don't, because analog clocks don't tell us that. What time is it? Okay, it's past the 12, but it's not past the 1 yet. 12 1:30. If you said 6 o'clock, nope, got them switched. What time is it? 1 o'clock. What time is it? 1:30. Okay, you sneaky, sneaky students. What time is it? 4 o'clock. What time is it? 4:30. I'm going to add an hour, so that means this hand needs to move all the way down here, or it means that this hand needs to move 60 whole minutes. There's 30, half past, 60. What time is it? 5:30. It's 5:30. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Okay, students, if you have your own clock, this is super fun to practice with. If not, I'm going to see if I can find an online clock for you guys to get used to and to manipulate. Now make sure when you're doing your math pages, when you draw your clock hands, if they are the same size, these aren't the same size. Make sure that when your parents are looking at your paper, they can tell hour hand short, your turn. Minute hand long, your turn. We should be able to look at your paper and tell which one's the hour hand, which one's the minute hand. Also, there's going to be reasoning questions like, would you go to a zoo at 3 a.m.? Remember, 3 a.m. is 3 hours after midnight. It's dark at 3 a.m. Would you go to a zoo at 3 a.m.? No. So I'm going to add some extras for you guys to complete in case this math is a little bit easier for you and you want some bonus. But if you don't, we're just practicing with telling the time. And then there's lessons 13-1. Now the cool thing is we are starting to do the orange pages in our book. You'll see the oranges on the side. So we have 13-1, you're drawing the hands. 13-2, you're telling and writing time to the hour. So these are a lot of the o'clocks. And see this blank clock, I want you to learn how to write 6 o'clock. So 6:00. Tell and write time to the half hour is on 13-3, and it has the hour hand here. You need to add the half hour hand, or sorry, the minute hand to make it half hour. I misspoke there. And then reasoning, making sure you understand what time something could happen. And they have little charts in here for you as well. Okay, there's a reteaching page to make sure you understand. And then there's an assessment page that I would actually really love if you complete and do your best. Remember, it's not a problem to make a mistake. It is a problem to make a mistake and then not learn from it, okay? Remember, this is how you write time, hour first, minute hand later. Tell time using a clock. One last time. What time is this? 8 o'clock, good job. All right, guys, good job focusing on this lesson. Best of luck with telling time. And if you guys need help, just let us know. Goodbye.